What was I saying?
You were taking drugs in Prague and a dog bit you.
Yeah, a dog bit me. It took a chunk right out of my arm.
That's a great start to a story, man. That's almost as good as this one time at band camp, right? Like that. I was taking drugs in Prague and a dog bit me. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Articulate Love-In. We are your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Kelly.
And we are The Articulate Love-In. This is episode 3 of Wolf Like Me. And when last we left our heroes, she had turned into, one imagines, a werewolf. And he was surprised and, dare I say, titillated at the idea.
Looking through the door.
I specifically called out that the way that they filmed him looking through the little... First of all, why do you have a panel like that in your...
I thought that was interesting.
In your vault to the basement where you lock yourself as a werewolf. And then 2, the way that they filmed him, though, I was like, it's not fear, or at least not only fear, not primarily fear that he's playing there.
It's like, not wonder, but interest.
Yeah, intrigue.
Like,
yeah. He's like what's this about? He's going to have questions. One assumes this is the next morning. So, all right. Thanks to everybody who watched the first of these. If you are loving this, by the way, you can get them and everything that we do early and ad-free at our Patreon, articulatecoven.com/join. Link in the show notes. All right, let's watch it.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
How can I trust this person now that they know who I am? Thanks, M.
What do you think about that? What do you think that she, like, the column is her life?
So, first of all, I love the idea that you make a writer the center of your story. Writers do it all the time. I mean, the adage is write what you know, and I think it's fine. But here's how messed up I am currently. I am one of the other things that I'm doing for this channel is a Dark Shadows rewatch, the original supernatural soap opera, and every episode starts with, "My name is Victoria Winters," and then she talks about, like, she's very literary in the way that she's like, "The dark shadows at the top of Widow's Hill cloister into the nunnery of my heart," or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I immediately was like, "Oh, cool, Dark Shadows homage." Open it up with like a diary, a journal. No, she's a columnist, and she thinks in terms of, speaking to herself as a column answer. It's honestly, it's a good way to work out advice for yourself.
I was just about to say, it's therapeutic a bit.
Yeah, externalizing it a little bit.
Yeah.
So why not take the other path?
Spent all night with that chicken.
At least now you won't die wondering about what might happen.
I don't know. Even with the werewolf in the basement, I think I probably would have laid in a bed. Or on the couch, at least, right? Like, she's got furniture still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she only turns into a werewolf on a full moon.
We don't know that yet.
Isn't that how werewolves work?
I mean, yes. I think in most lore, yes, they turn into a wolf only a few times, a month or whatever.
Couldn't get away. Oh, fuck. Can I trust you?
Right, seems like a big ask.
This is me. This is who I am.
So first of all, that's a great cold open, but second of all, I mean, does she always come up naked? Is there no plan for clothing storage down there or something?
Maybe she like bloody too. Well, yeah, maybe she like
Yeah, she'd
tears
tear
it
through
up.
one would imagine that she'd tear through the clothing if she left it on. Like think like the
Well,
whole.
yes, but I mean, maybe she's like super destructive as a werewolf, and she like tears up everything.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Probably, you're probably right. You're probably right. I mean, again, she's coming up bloody as well if she's eaten whatever she's eaten down there, the chickens and the goats and the raw meat.
Except for that one.
Yeah, yeah. One wonders if she's hungry.
Him and Josh
never
doing
full
good in the
thing.
kitchen.
But I was gonna say though, it's good that like she opens the door and she's standing there naked, bloody or not. It's like that's a vulnerable position for her.
Yes.
Since obviously he's like, I'm in the kitchen with a monster.
Yeah. Through the werewolf stained glass in the background of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Didn't notice the moons. Didn't notice the werewolf stained glass.
Oh, come on. So no, I didn't notice the stained glass. Where was there a stained glass?
Like he was standing right here
Yeah.
in the kitchen, and the window was here. There's a circle stained glass with a wolf and a moon and like a dark sky
Nice.
hanging up.
All right. I don't have any reason to think that that is the case in this show, but I sort of hope that werewolfism, lycanthropy, whatever, is like a curse in this show. I hope she's been cursed. I sort of hope there are witches somewhere.
Oh man. Sidebar. You know what I was thinking the other night? That we should are you gonna light your vampire candle ever? Or are you just gonna or is it just gonna be like decoration? I'm just curious.
I mean, I can light it.
I was thinking that would be a fun thing to light when we're doing this show. Each time we do the show.
Okay.
Just like cute, like a little
Yeah. Do you want to light the candle?
yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Now you have to show them the candle in question here.
Oh. It's a TJ Maxx vampire candle.
Looks like a soda can.
Yeah, it's like soda pop scented.
Or I guess what it really looks like is like a soda bottle with the top cut off.
Yeah.
It's like slightly miniaturized.
Vampire soda pop.
All right.
Hidden potion. Okay.
There are no vampires in this.
You
I don't think.
know.
That's true. I don't know. I haven't seen this show yet. I don't believe there are vampires in it. Let's
right
okay.
there.
Let me not mute this now.
Okay.
Let's see how breakfast goes.
Awkward, I'm sure.
Are you going to tell anyone
Tell anyone what?
what you saw?
Who would believe me?
I was bit by a dog when we were in Prague.
We,
My husband, David, and I.
the husband that died.
Okay, she said the husband. She had already said earlier the husband died in an. How did she said it funny in the second episode? Do you remember? I mentioned something about.
I can't
Was it in
remember.
an accident, a hiking accident, or something? Anyway, the way she said it, I immediately was like, "Oh, her husband got eaten by a werewolf, and she probably got scratched, bitten, whatever." That's like the
that's good
standard.
theory. Yeah.
That's the standard in for werewolf movies. As a rule, is like, and some fiction too. But like as a rule, it's like, I mean, think about Werewolf
He went
in
after
London.
Werewolf went after both of them. He dies trying to save her. She gets
She gets away, but she's scratched
Yeah.
or bitten, and then therefore she's going to turn the next full moon. I mean, that's the way the original Wolfman went too.
How did your husband die?
valid question.
We were in Prague and I got bit by a dog. At least I thought it was a dog. It was hard to tell because we were both really high. We'd taken Molly.
She killed her husband.
What was I saying?
You were taking drugs in Prague and a dog bit you.
Yeah, a dog bit me. It took a chunk right out of my arm.
That's a great start to a story, man. That's almost as
drugs
good
in
as
Prague and a
this
dog
one
bit
time
you.
at band camp, right? Like that. I was taking drugs in Prague and a dog bit me. Yeah.
When did you work out that you were?
I was flying back to Chicago and I was on a layover in Rome. There was a full moon. And I ate an Italian family in the car park of the Holiday Inn.
Man,
I
okay,
hate an
so
Italian family.
I knew from you watching this show, and I knew from the advertisements, I was confident that Isla Fisher was the titular werewolf. I would not have guessed that she was a multiple murderer by the time we meet her in this series, though. Already, like,
Whole Italian family.
that's an impressive haul, man.
Yeah.
Lestat sends his kudos.
You eat chickens.
Yes, and only ones that are old or have diseases or disabilities.
Why don't you go to the supermarket and buy the chickens?
Because they're pumped full of hormones.
You can't get organic ones? Like that Italian family you ate?
No, they have to be alive.
Or what?
It's different when I wake up. It's hard to get a goat in without the neighbors noticing.
No. I mean, what was wrong with the goat?
Fair.
I've never shared this with anyone before.
I can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
She shared it with that Italian family.
My keys so I can get back to my daughter.
Are you going to tell anyone?
I don't.
You can't.
I love the fact that she thinks it's connected somehow. Like,
Yeah.
I like a mystery, because one imagines, like, they're not going to hang that up there if it's not going to go somewhere long term. I already said I'd love for this to be like a curse or something, and there's witches involved. Doesn't seem to be that way. It's literally like it's a disease.
Yeah.
That you
She
can
caught
catch.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that kind of lycanthropy. Honestly, I think that's better. Honestly,
It's a little
than the
different.
curse. Man. Okay. Yeah, I think I probably would have run out too. I don't think I would be listening to the crowd. I probably would have stabbed her, honestly. Isla Fisher or
The
not.
probably the second time she asked, "Are you going to tell anybody?" I'd be like, I've got to say no, because you're a werewolf. You're probably going to kill me if I say yes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I would say, I mean, he already said it. Like, who would believe me?
Yeah, yes, I would be the crazy person.
Okay, so this is something Ashley and I have talked about with, well, it's come up in Interview with a Vampire, the TV series on AMC that we talk about. We talked about it when we talked about Midnight Mass. We talked about it when we talked about Salem's Lot. Like, the fact of the matter is, people look the other way and rationalize away and whatever. This is why, like, it's amazing that anyone ever reports a UFO or a ghost sighting or something, right? Because, like, even if they actually are convinced they saw something,
Who's going to believe them?
who's going to believe me? So, like, I'll just keep that to myself. And you mention it once when everybody's had like 4 drinks and they're like, "Did you ever see
saw a
anything spooky?"
UFO once. Yeah.
I met a girl in Adelaide one time that was a werewolf. Y'all, I know how that sounds. It's coming out.
But I swear,
I'm just telling you.
I was
She's
locked
not my
all
penis.
night in her kitchen with a chicken. Why she ate a
She turned
goat?
into a giant werewolf and she ate a goat in the basement, man.
That's told me
I was like, "Do you eat goats all the time?" She's like, "It's hard to get goats in without the neighbors watching," which makes sense if you think about it. They're like, "All right, Jerry, you're cut off." Anyway.
Don't you see? I never listen to them again. But that song was as if it was written. Excuse me.
Just let's remind ourselves she's naked, wrapped in a blanket,
Yes.
covered in blood.
in her own house where she could have put on like clothes.
Well, you say that, but like obviously there was a man to attend to. Like
I mean,
there was,
yes.
they had to have that conversation.
Yes.
That conversation happens naked. I'm just saying they've now rushed out into what is seemingly some sort of marathon race.
Yes, a race of some kind, directly in front of her house.
Get off the road.
How about I rip off your head and shit down your neck? You don't have to be scared of me. I'm not going to hurt you, or am
You don't have to be scared of me.
Do you remember the lady that was an empath in the first episode? I'm an empath. Take a walk, dickwad. Whatever it was she said. Yeah, he's got a type.
Why have a viewing slit in that door if you never expected to share this stuff with anyone?
There you go.
Good that I was thinking. See, I'm observant sometimes. I know story beats. You're jogging the wrong way, Josh. You remember when everybody's name in their TV show was just their own first name?
No. I do like her quilt.
Actors were so lazy in the 70s, man. Everybody, they would just be named whatever they are. His name's not Josh in this show. I can't remember what his name is. Gary and Mary. That's right. Do you want a cup of Gary, Mary? She's gonna run away? She's gonna run away? You got a house with the bunker.
And all the pretty art on her walls.
That chicken does look rough, worse for wear.
Cockatoos. They have like cockatoos just flying around in Australia.
I've never been to Australia, my love. I don't know. I want to assume it's because they are right there. I guess so.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, straight into the pool.
Make sure he's alive. He's not dreaming.
He hasn't been to bed.
You dog.
It's not what you think.
Man, you don't have to explain yourself.
No. I mean, it's actually not what you think.
Like, what do you say? Like,
First of all, let's just acknowledge this is the greatest sister-in-law, and I mean, that's not even his brother-in-law. That's his former sister-in-law and her husband. They're amazing and are really good to him. But also, yeah, I mean, he's not going to explain it to him, right? Because now they're involved in it if he does. Like, that's my thing, is like, not only will nobody believe you, but you're bringing somebody into this supernatural nonsense that you've now got yourself tied up in.
yeah, and you got a kid in there too that you're trying not to fuck up in the middle of all of it.
Or have eaten, like that nice Italian family.
And she seems to like Mary, so it's quite the predicament.
Why did he get scared?
Because I turn into a wolf.
We all do that.
He's
She said it, not me. Boy, what a smart story contrivance, though, to give yourself a dementia patient that you can care about and go talk to, who it's not going to matter.
It's not going to matter
what you say to. That's clever.
We all got wolves in us, dear. You just have to make sure you feed the right one. I know which wolf you feed because you brought me those flowers and because you brought me Matilda.
See, okay. You telling me that the show is not I bet this is a female showrunner.
Okay.
You telling me that this show is not hinting that there's a connection between werewolfism and femininity, female power, whatever, female, the masculine way that, or the way that masculinity looks down on and demonizes and evilizes femininity? No?
I mean, I think you're trying to be deeper than it is.
It's literally an old woman, and she's talking to her. She goes, "We all do that sometimes, darling." And then she laughs about eating the goat, and then she goes, "We all have a wolf in us. We just depends on which one you feed." And I know that's like an adage, but I'm just saying the fact that it could be an old man that she went to talk to is my point, and it's not. I think it matters that it's a woman.
Well, yes, for the sake of that conversation, yes.
And I'm saying I think that's a broader point that the filmmakers are trying to make here.
I don't see why, like, it can't just be a conversation about your emotions in the scene and has to have a deeper meaning.
It's very funny. The section in It that I just finished listening to was where the writer, Bill, is basically like walking out of a college writing class
Mm-hmm.
because they're all talking about the themes and the things that they've written. And he goes, can't you guys just let a story be a story?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Bet,
I'm sure all
it
your,
can be.
your
I'm saying I would be willing to bet that this showrunner is a woman. And I bet that theme is something that they were thinking about when they were writing this. That's all. I might be wrong. That's my take on it.
Your choice. Seriously. Pizza, burgers, ice cream, whatever you want.
This is the restaurant that we
Yes.
took her to and she
Yes.
couldn't go to, ran away from. That's hilarious. This is a great Deep Martin
Italian
song, by the way.
family. Now you know why she couldn't go eat Italian.
I didn't even put two and two together, but yes, of course, she feels terrible in the Italian restaurant. That makes sense. Can't eat Italian.
She's already had some.
I don't think she's right for me. Did you put the radio on?
No.
Mhm. I know this song. I know this.
Dad, you idiot.
No way. Oh man. Okay.
Little spooky.
That's absolutely spooky at that point. But also great end to the third episode. I'm excited that we're going to watch two back to back. I will tell you, if you're watching this episode right now on YouTube, you can go to our Patreon account, articulatecoven.com/join, $2 or more a month, and get access to everything we do early and ad free. So if you're watching this episode on YouTube, the next one is already up on Patreon. Thanks to our patrons for making that possible.
Thank you.
Man, this is a good show.
It is. It's fun.
It's a real good show. I'm glad we're watching this. Yeah. Okay. So I do think I said in the beginning, I wonder if the daughter is not involved in some fashion, and I think that's the tie to the whole like universe trying to put them together. That's my guess. All right.
I mean, maybe.
We'll be back soon, folks.
I'm
with
looking
more
up the showrunner information.
Articulate Love In. Oh, are you really? Of course
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the next episode.
Okay.